And welcome back to the Rewatch Podcast and the Sliders Rewatch. I'm Cory, and I can never get around cleaning trolleys.
And I'm Tom, and I only got 10 gifts for Cory? What was I thinking? Where's the credit card? Here it is. It's a good thing the Plaza store is open all night, huh?
Hey, happy Christmas, everybody.
Yes.
Out there. Welcome back to the Sliders Rewatch. Surprise, surprise.
What a gift.
Yeah, we're returning to Sliders for, I guess, one main reason. We were, invited to team with Damon and Mike from Fandom Entanglement on YouTube. I don't think we've ever mentioned them on our show before, but we did do a special episode, a Sliders, 30th anniversary special?
Yeah.
But we figured, if they want us to be a part of this year's Christmas special that they're doing, they've called the 12 Slides of Christmas. Yeah, they wanted us to contribute our thoughts on the Sliders Christmas episode, Season's Greetings. So we thought, well, it's Christmas time, so yeah, why not put it out as our own episode as well? I've kind of been looking forward to it, honestly. It was fun to return to this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, we're not going to do anything too crazy, too in-depth or anything like we normally do with trivia and stuff. We've got things we want to say, but we just thought, well, let's just get straight into all things Season's Greetings. This is Season 3, Episode 12, going by the regular listing. I think there was a couple of changes to the airing order in this season, but I don't think it was anything too dramatic. Maybe it was one or two episodes were out of order, if I remember correctly. Written by Eleah Horwitz and directed by Richard Compton, and it originally aired on December 20th of 1996. And I think you have the basic synopsis there from IMDb?
I do. The Sliders visit a world where Christmas is purely commercial and malls house people.
Okay, I don't know who wrote that.
I know. Malls house people. It took me a second when I first read it. I was like, what are they saying here? How does that work? Oh, okay. I get it now.
Boiling it down into its simplest form.
Very simple. Very simple.
But, I don't remember this being such a late Arturo episode. We're on the cusp of John Rhys Davies leaving the show, basically.
Yeah.
It wasn't too far off. Maybe, 3 or 4 episodes later would be Exodus?
Yeah, exactly. 3 more. I think it's great. The idea of this world is it's just a super commercialized world. It's not what would soon become the Monster of the Week episode. This one actually has some actual alternate type history with it.
It does, yes. But it is, I still think, leaning into more of a gimmick of a world than it is an alternate history.
At least it's not this is the Jurassic Park episode. This is the zombie episode. This is the species episode. At least it's not like that. I will take this over those any day.
Hey, I don't know. I think the dinosaur world at least had some sort of history where it was they were an endangered species or something, right? So it was it was still alternate history. This is literally a mole in the clouds.
I was more when they started doing that, I was okay, obviously we're doing a Jurassic Park thing here or something like that. So that's just for my opinion. I kind of like this idea. Okay, we're just making a fundamental change about this world, and it's a mall in the clouds where everyone is commercialized. I'm okay, I'm on board.
It's quite interesting. There's a lot of themes going on in this episode, for a Christmas episode, and now looking at it, 10 years removed from when we first watched this and reviewed this for our podcast, I think it hits a bit differently, honestly. Maybe it's just that I'm 10 years older. It's even the times that we're in now, right? This commercialism aspect seems to even just hit differently now than it did 10 years ago.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good point.
So, in terms of the themes of the episode, there's all this stuff about overspending, commercialism of Christmas. But, I think there's even, little things that I can't say I even noticed the first time around about how, phony the Sky High Mall is. When we first discussed this, I remember talking about what are the physics of this mall being up in the clouds? Does this world have like some sort of technology that allows them to build up like that? And I'm thinking now, like the answer is no. It's that it's all an illusion. It's fake. Right? It's just to trick you into going like, ooh, isn't this amazing? I must go up here and spend money.
See, I was thinking that it was kind of like Jetsons World, where there's like, you see the big buildings up in the sky, but then there's always that one pillar that goes on the bottom of the building. And you assume that it must go all the way down to the world, the actual planet somewhere. That's what I was thinking that maybe they were doing.
Yeah, maybe. But I do think there's a level of trickery to it, right? Like they want you to believe that it's floating up there. I think the Jetsons is a good idea, right? Yeah, there's something holding it up, which is on the ground. You just can't see it. They want to trick you. They want to trick you into spending money, and the whole thing is just a big fake.
Like it's glamorous up there or something.
And the way that they introduce the things of family into this, I think, is also very interesting from the get-go, right? With Carol leaving a baby behind, and that sort of spurs on our other characters to have family-related stories.
And I do wish, we talked about it when we originally covered it, that there was a whole nother storyline that was supposed to be more involved with Kelly, Wade, and Quinn. There was supposed to be more talk about how Quinn was always attracted to her sister, you know, in their world. So there was supposed to be more scenes like that, and we didn't quite get that. So there was a little bit of her story cut.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too, because I messaged you about Wade's family, and it being sort of like a shame that we never really followed on with seeing her family again. And I suddenly thought about it. I was like, did we see Wade's family before in the episode where they thought they were home? The Azure Gate Bridge world. Or maybe I'm thinking of the second episode, because the first episode, the pilot ends with them realizing they're not home. They're on another world. And maybe that was the point, but I still think it was Wade doing it and saying it to her family.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't think we saw him again. I think she mentioned spending time with her family in that Azure Gate world.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing him then or earlier.
Like, I don't think they were characters. I think it was just that one scene, and she reiterated to them that she had to leave because this wasn't her world. Yeah. So, like, we may have seen her family before, and then this was, you know, a recasting or something, but I do find it very strange that this is really, for all intents and purposes, the only time we touched on Wade's family at all.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will say, since we did do an episode on this, I do recognize the actress playing Kelly, because she's in Deep Space Nine, and since we did that episode, I've watched Deep Space Nine.
And it's funny, because I listened to our old episode, and we talked about her, you know, and how she was a part of Deep Space Nine and everything, but I wasn't even covering the actors and such like we do now. And even at that time, when we watched this episode, I was not even into Doctor Who at all. Like, no knowledge of it whatsoever. And talking about Chase Masterson, what I had to say about her back then was like, yeah, I really like Kelly. I want to see more of her. You know, because I was like, she's gorgeous. But truthfully, Chase Masterson, besides being in Deep Space Nine, she's in a Big Finish series that is a spin-off of the Doctor Who series that they have on Big Finish. She is a character called Vienna Salvatore, and she was a supporting character in a Seventh Doctor story, and they spun her off into her own series called Vienna, and she's basically some kind of like super glamorous bounty hunter, and she's had like 4 or 5 different seasons. I think she even does interact with the Master, Eric Roberts. It's kind of cool. Something else that we didn't mention, which I don't know why we didn't mention it, but they did good casting with Chase Masterson, because her and Wade do look like they could have been sisters.
It was kind of crazy just seeing her there. Going back to her in Deep Space Nine, she was always there, and she has an arc, but she's very much just a side character. Her name was Lita. She was a Davo girl. Her arc is basically that she ends up getting with Quark's brother?
His brother Rom, yes.
It's very good. She was very good in it. This was like right at the time she was doing that as well, so it's weird that she was like a semi-regular on Deep Space Nine, but came over to do 1 episode of Sliders. But yeah, I mean, the other thing about this episode, I think, is actually the camera work. I don't remember mentioning this the last time, maybe I did, but like a lot of movement, and then a lot of the time they will also do shots that are like just off tilt. It's what they call like a Dutch tilt. It's on an angle. I just really picked up on that this time. And I think maybe that is something they were doing to play into the off nature of the mall?
I wish that we had gotten more of that subplot of the subliminal. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did it again. I was listening to our original discussion and I kept tripping over the word subliminal, and I just did it again.
10 years. 10 years you've had, dude.
I know.
To work on that word.
Still can't say that damn word. Anyway, because there was a whole subplot that they cut out where the reason why they have those subliminal messages in there is because Bernson had a whole house buying scheme. Like, he would buy the houses of the employees on the cheap, and it was like this whole, like, maybe national conglomerate thing that he was trying to pull over everyone's eyes. But that's something I wish we had seen more of as well. It would be so nice if this could have been, like, released today on, like, Netflix or HBO Max, where they weren't constrained to the 44-minute format, and they could have done like a full hour and really fleshed out those other stories.
There's a lot that I feel like was cut from this. The full in-depth plan of Bernson. Arturo gets a great scene where he goes into his backstory, and we only ever got touches of that with Arturo. There's this when he talks about losing his mother in World War II. There was a time when he talked about a son that he had, and that never got fleshed out again. Ever.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, down to, like I said, I feel like there's some interesting themes and techniques that are playing here in the background, along with the trickery of the mall. I think it's interesting that they go into a church at the beginning of the episode. I never really thought of Wade being religious, but she's the one that wants to go in and light a candle. And it's this chapel that is made of glass, right? So the church on the ground, and it's clear. They're not hiding anything, as opposed to this mall up in the clouds, which is full of trickery and baiting people to get into debt. I find all that really interesting. And then, the whole, like, Quinn and Kelly thing. It's like they want to go there, and, like, that was, like, there had to be more there. Right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's all on the cutting room floor. It has to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, why mention it and then not do anything? I mean, would you have wanted to see more with Quinn and Kelly?
I would love to have seen more, because in one scene, he's just working as an elf. The next scene, he's in a suit, and they're, like, flirting a little bit. Yeah, it's like, and then it's just dropped.
It makes no sense, really, right? It's like, I've hired you on. Quinn and Wade and Remy are all elves, with Arturo as Santa. And she just says, like, I see something in you, Quinn. And now he's just, what is he? Is he her assistant or something?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
He's got office work?
Yeah, it's not clear.
The other thing too is when they go to buy food, Quinn goes to pay with cash and they won't accept it. And I suddenly thought, they carry cash with them? Like, from world to world? Is it that common that the cash is always the same on every world?
That's true.
Well, and that's when I started thinking more about, like, why don't they have backpacks or something,
Yeah, we talked about that. I remember.
Yeah, did we ever go into that back in the day?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we definitely talked about that. One of the things that you had mentioned in the episode was, how did they even get these jobs? Because, like, to get a job, don't you have to have a social security number? Wade doesn't even exist on this world, so she doesn't even have a social security number. If they get a job using their double social security numbers, is that going to mess up the credit of those doubles that live in that world? Like, it's very problematic. But that's all nitpicky stuff. We don't hold it against it.
Just coming back to sliders, I find myself getting back into that area of, like, yes, like, why don't you have backpacks? I guess, like, you could have some sort of explanation where it's like, maybe you don't want to take things from other worlds into it. Like, you could bring some sort of pathogen or something.
True,
Like, when people come into Australia, you can't bring food or things like that, untreated wood and whatever.
Right.
Create an environmental disaster. So maybe that's a reason they don't travel with stuff. But just having money and not being able to use that money, and it's just assuming that money would be good. We did it from the very first episode, I remember, with the red brake lights. In a world where green means stop, why don't you have green headlights?
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, I guess in terms of the subliminal messaging plot, I feel like it gets wrapped up pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, they don't even do much with the subliminal messagings at all. It's dropped completely. Like, they don't really resolve it.
Really, only Remy gets caught up in. Like, everybody else seems unaffected by the whole thing. And, like, maybe that's because they are doing their jobs or something. Like, Arturo has the thing looking for Carol. Wade has the thing with her dad and sister. Quinn's kind of just shuffled off to the side to be an executive or something.
Right.
Like, I don't know. So maybe Remy's just got more time to sit around and be susceptible to the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, I guess like the main focus of it is, to have Wade's family. Like, I think they do shorthand on her father as well. Like, I feel like he sort of just comes out of nowhere to be like, hey, come to dinner.
Yeah, it is a bit odd for him just to invite this person. I do liken it to, like, he just has a feeling. It's that they were going to have a daughter, but just happened that they died, the child and the mother died in childbirth. So it's one of those mystical, magical things where he just has this feeling. Somehow we're connected, especially from the scene where she says, she's looking at the picture of her mother, and she's like, "Oh, it's my eyes. People always tell me my eyes look just like." And then she stops, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I'll guess I'll get dinner on." You know, like I think he's thinking there's something up here. I'm okay with it. I wish that we could have had more story, more of the deleted stuff put back in. Would have been nice.
Yeah, but they even resolve it in a kind of weird way as well, because Kelly knows who she is, because Wade has to reveal it to her when they have a stupid 60-second countdown before the security computer system goes off. And she says to her at the end, she goes, "Oh, I don't want to tell Dad who I am because he already lost me once." And then immediately after that, she says, "But after we slide, you'll explain it to him." Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to tell him, but you deal with it once I'm gone.
But then that's going to be even worse, because it's like, oh my gosh, I could have had more interactions with her. That's who would have been my daughter. I don't know if that's any better.
And there is like a lot of like weird little moments in this episode, which I don't think I ever picked up on before, including a scene where Arturo, he finally tracks down Carol. He sees her in the mall and she's doing some cleaning or something, and he approaches her and she ends up running away from him, and the reason he can't go after her is because he can't get around a cleaning trolley. He gets so frustrated with this thing. He's like, "Oh, the damn trolley."
He does. Yes.
And she's so like annoyed too. She's like, "Don't talk to me, you'll get my pay docked." And then she just abandons her cleaning trolley and runs away. I think it's very funny. It makes no sense.
I mean, the thing that bugs me and always will, and it's never going to be explained, is why at the end of the episode Arturo kisses Carol full on the lips. What is that? Like, yes, you saved her child, you got them on the right path and everything like that, but like a kiss on the lips is very intimate. Like a cheek kiss would have been more appropriate. Like, is Arturo just risen her up? Is he just has that aura? He has that scientific aura, and she's just so taken by it, I guess. I don't know.
He opens up to her about his family. He has that early part where he's talking about his mother dying. There's also occasions where they go into these sort of stories and they mention things like World War II, and he's just assuming that she knows what that is, that actually took place on this world.
True, yeah.
But whatever. That's beside the point. But he opens up, he tells this tremendous story. It's so good. And then later on, when they return to it, and he mentions his father coming back and building him the little blue car and all that, I'm like, that's so nice. So for it to go from that to, kiss you square on the mouth.
Yes.
It's just like, okay, sure. Like, that's weird. And then when they take the group photo and they have Kelly take the photo, and you're like, what?
Have Carol take it.
Yes.
Put the baby down. Take the picture, Carol. Come on.
Yeah, or set a timer, or maybe, hey, Wade, get a picture with your dad and sister. Just the three of you.
Yes.
Why take one group shot with no Kelly in it?
Well, remember that they were going to have that group shot be a final picture that had the words "Merry Christmas" on it, from the sliders or whatever. So that's what the plan was. I'm glad they avoided that.
Very much avoid that.
So over on earthprime.com, which back when we recorded this, there was a website called dimensionsofcontinuity.com, and that is gone now. And it kind of got, I believe it kind of got absorbed into Earth Prime or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the story is, but in any case, this information comes from earthprime.com. Jerry O'Connell was talking about this episode and said it was the most difficult to work on because they had to dress up as an elf for most of the episode. They had the pointy ears, the clogs, striped socks. He was saying, yeah, you'll see me and Sabrina both in this getup. We shot a lot of it outside, and I was eating lunch with that on in public. That was a little embarrassing. He's like, I mean, you've got to see John in his outfit. And when you see Clevant, that's also pretty funny. But he did say we just have a blast on the show. And Sabrina Lloyd said, those pointy ears, people at the mall yesterday kept asking me if I was a Vulcan or something. That's awesome. That's great.
Well, they did have another interesting camera angle when they were dressed as elves and they were on the escalator. Wade actually has a go at Quinn about never getting home again. Like, it's never going to happen. They do it from the angle of the camera coming down one side of the escalator while they're going up. It's a very interesting scene to put in there. That she would just snipe at him that way, you know, because that was always Remy's thing. We're never going to get home. Come on, cue ball, that sort of stuff.
I think it's just because it's that time of year there. It's Christmas time, and she's specifically thinking about, you know, Christmas with family and whatnot.
Well, having said that too, like being that this is a later John Rhys Davies about to leave the show episode.
True.
Like at the very end, when they try to arrest Arturo and Remy, I think when they're just standing around sometimes and Arturo's not saying anything, that may be a stand-in for John Rhys Davies. Like, if he didn't have to be there, I don't think he was there. Like, I was looking real close. Like, he's got the beard on and everything. And I'm like, there's no reason for him to be standing there.
Right.
That may just be some guy of similar height.
That reminds me, when Berntsen is taking Arturo and Rembrandt away, Arturo says, "Children, don't worry, Santa's just going to feed the reindeer." But in closed captioning, he said, "Children, watch, Father Christmas is being arrested." Like, that's such a great line. I wish they had kept that one. I think that one's hilarious.
Maybe someone from another dimension put that in there. But having said that, there is a good exchange there. Do we want to do a quick impression?
You should explain what quick impressions is, because these people have no idea, and I think a disclaimer would be appropriate so they understand what it is.
All right, so we've taken dialogue from the episode, a fun exchange, and we replaced the characters with our crappy impressions, basically. They're usually pretty bad. Do you want to do maybe the kid and Arturo plus the narration? I'll be Remy and Berntsen.
Wasn't I going to do Berntsen as Kermit the Frog, though?
Well, do you want to do Arturo and Berntsen? And I'll do Remy and the kid.
All right. So Arturo, I will do as my version of Arturo. Berntsen will be played by Kermit the Frog. I assume you're doing Rembrandt as Rembrandt. What about, you haven't brought out the Snape in a while, you know, the Alan Rickman.
I could. Maybe I could do my Adam Driver again.
Oh yeah, you could. You could, I guess. Yeah. Maybe do the kid as Adam Driver.
Okay, I'll do the kid as Adam Driver, and I'll do Rembrandt as Professor Snape.
Okay, there you go. It's going to be a very depressing, dour interaction there, considering those impressions. Okay. Remy is now teaching Christmas carols to the group of kids. Parents stand around, enjoying this too.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 4 calling birds. Got it? Who would want calling birds? You're missing the point. It's not really about the gift. Then who is it about?
Christmas is about giving, about sharing what you have with others. In this case, the woman wants to share her tailing birds. Oh, wait. Tailing birds. Tailing birds?
Tailing birds? Is that in the script?
Supposed to be calling birds.
Sure.
All right.
Misprint.
Misprint. The kids laugh. Arturo's attention is drawn to Berntsen with 2 Stormtrooper Plaza cops striding towards the village. He turns to Remy, nods, and they turn as Berntsen arrives. "Mr. Berntsen, you've come at a good time. I'm about to tell the children another Christmas story." The children cheer and applaud. Berntsen fumes as Arturo shoots him a triumphant look.
"I'm sure they'd love to hear it, Santa. But first, it's snack time! Free cookies and soft drinks for everyone at the Cookie Shack!"
The kids don't move. They ad-lib for another story. "What a caring gesture, but we've already provided for the children." Berntsen looks. Sure enough, the kids are holding cookies, soft drinks on the floor by their knees. Remy shoots Berntsen a triumphant look, and then...
They look pretty happy, don't they? And they're not even shopping.
Did I also mention that we're giving away free video games at the toy store?
A few kids look up, but they seem uninterested. We hear little voices. Another story. Arturo gives a smug smile to Berntsen. "Your perfect world of consumerism is gone. They know a little more about what's important now."
I think you'll have a hard time convincing these kids that Christmas is still about getting things.
Burnson moves close, pulling Arturo and Remy aside.
Now, I don't know what your game is, but you two are fired. Come see me after you've thrown them out. I'll be in my office. Yay!
He turns to go. Arturo and Remy exchange a look. They've got to slow him down somehow. If you throw us out, we'll just return. That works. Burnson stops, turns to them.
You can't stop what we've started. These kids now know what the true meaning of Christmas really is.
And you think singing little carols and telling maudlin fairy tales is all? You're living in the past. Christmas today is about cash flow from them to me.
That's all you care about, isn't it? You'll do anything for profit, even if it's illegal.
Are you making some kind of accusation?
Arturo and Remy exchange a look. Maybe they've said too much.
Let's take them to the Employee Holding Center instead.
As the cops flank Rembrandt and Arturo,
You have no right to take us anywhere.
Maybe you should have read your credit application. It says if you can't pay your debt in full on demand, you belong to us. So consider this the demand. Can you pay your debt?
of course, Remy can't, and Burnson knows it.
That's what I thought. And as for you, I just hate to break Bassett. Yay!
And see. There you go. That's what we like to call quick impressions.
Yes, that's a bit of a longer one. But
That
it's a
was
good
a longer
exchange.
one. Yeah. I just love throwing in the yay for Kermit because that's his like tagline. You know?
Come and see me at my office. Yay! That was good. That was good. I liked it.
That's our gift to you, people.
Yes, as crappy as ever. All right. I guess final thoughts on the episode?
I like it. This is one of those episodes, like, there's certain episodes that you can just rewatch of Sliders and just enjoy, have a good time with. It's like comfort food. And that's what this is. This is for me. This is one of those episodes.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, coming back to it this time, I actually got a little bit more out of it. Yeah, so that's the great thing about the rewatch. You can come back and you can see things that maybe you didn't catch the first time. And I think this episode's actually full of that sort of stuff, you know? For a mid-season 3 episode, I think that's pretty good. I actually forgot to mention, but you know, it even opens with a really fun previous world entry, right? The whole thing with the pygmies and the...
Oh, yes.
like Quinn's holding like a shield with arrows and stuff in it. I thought that was actually really good too. So yeah, it's got like most of the good stuff that you would want from a Sliders episode. All right, do we want to do quote of the episode? There is the part where Wade has to convince Kelly who she is.
I was just thinking that, actually. I was like, is that good enough? Yeah, that's not bad.
If it's not that, I would say maybe it's the Arturo telling his World War II story.
I kind of like that. But I think let's go with the Wade thing. I think that's the bigger story in the episode. Arturo's is great, but they focus more on her side of the family. So let's go with that.
Can you stop the security alert? Why should I?
Because Burnson's running a scam here. He's cheating people out of their homes, forcing them into debt, and all the proof is in that computer.
Why should I trust you? I don't even know you people.
Tell her.
I know you. Look, when you were 9, you found where Dad hid the Christmas presents. Behind the boxes up on the top shelf in the garage.
30 seconds.
You hated yourself after you found them because you ruined Christmas. How could you know that? Because on my world you told me. Kelly, I'm the sister you never had. The one who died at childbirth.
20 seconds.
The first boy you ever kissed was Christopher Sliney.
I never kissed Christopher. When I tried, he ran home. But I never told anyone I even tried.
On my world, he didn't run home until after you kissed him. On my world, Mom and I came home from the hospital. And we grew up as sisters.
10, 9, 8, 7.
even the way that sort of played into the alternate world as well. She has these little bits of information, but for Kelly on this world, it was just a bit slightly different, but it was enough to get her over the line. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
As much as I think it's silly to have a 60-second countdown on your security system. Like, even just to send an email or something. Hey, someone's trying to get into your system, you know, something. But no, we'll give you 60 seconds to figure this out.
Right.
Yeah, good episode. A really good episode. It was fun to return to. I gotta hand it to Damon and Mike for inviting us to return to this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess just to do a little housekeeping of our own, up next we are heading to Eureka in the new year. I'm really looking forward to it.
I've never seen it.
So, I mean, if you're listening to this over at Fandom Entanglement, you're a fan of Eureka. I mean, we've done tons of shows at this point. Sliders was the first show that we reviewed. That was 10 years ago. So we've covered so many shows in the rewatch in that time. So you can always come and check out our back catalogue. Those episodes are there. Or you can join us in the new year. We're going to be rewatching Eureka. Really looking forward to that.
All right. Well, don't forget to email us at therewatchpodcast@gmail.com and visit www.therewatchpodcast.com where you'll find the episode feed, blog post, and links to Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Blue Sky, where we are at The Rewatch Podcast. And of course, you can find Fandom Entanglement on YouTube at fandomentanglement.com. And of course, they have socials on Facebook, Blue Sky, and Mastodon.
I have no idea what Mastodon is.
I do not either. It services primarily Cro-Magnon Man, maybe? I don't know.
Or Discord.
I know Discord, yes. Not Mastodon, though. I've never heard of that.
Also, if you want to help support us this wonderful Christmas season, you could maybe use one of our designs at TeePublic or Redbubble.
If you're a fan of British comedy sitcoms, we got a new design up for Men Behaving Badly, which is just, you have to see it to believe it. It's Gary's Baby. You gotta check it out.
You did such a good job on that design.
Thank you.
Very proud of it, yeah. But yeah, we got tons of designs from like TV shows and movies we've talked about. We've done heaps of stuff. So yeah, if you want to get yourself a shirt or something with one of our prints on it, we'd really appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't already, you can subscribe on your favorite podcast app and leave us a rate and review. You know, that's the simplest and cheapest Christmas present you could get us this season. All right. Well, I mean, a wonderful little side Christmas episode for the fun of it.
Yep.
And thanks again to Damon and Mike over at Fandom Entanglement for inviting us to do this. It was so much fun. Thanks for joining me, Tom.
Yep.
And that'll leave me to say, until next time, love means bye, means love.
We gotta slide.